Hello, traders. You can join my trading room for free for the next 2 weeks. Hope you saw the video I made already. It's the previous video, the one before this. Please go watch it. But if you don't find it, I will also put the link for those 2 free webinars. That is the London Open and the New York Open in this video, in the description. Please sign up, register, and I will see you live there. Now I'm going to do very quick. Today I'm only going to do the majors because you can follow me with all of these trades we're going to take. You can follow me in the live session. You must be able to at least follow one of the live sessions. So please register and follow. Let me go through very quick some of the major trades, some of the trade setups that I see that's going to happen. So dollar index. Dollar index actually is kind of going down. Remember, we don't know if it is a start of the downside. We haven't had a really big daily correction. In the daily down, it's simply one move for now. But we've had a 4-hour correction, and it looks like we're about to get an order. You notice we have divergence here. So there's a very good chance that that spike there Friday was the start of a bigger correction. So whether we break the low or not is irrelevant. We might even make a new low, but then there's a good chance we might start to make a move to the upside, not necessarily a correction. It could be an impulsive move like this one, slightly impulsive, which means that leaves us with a very similar running flat like this, and then the drop. Now, we don't have divergence between this and this. So if we get this divergence creates an up move, which we think is going to happen, we'll get a running flat, most likely, one more drop. And then if we have divergence between this and this, then we go for the daily correction. The daily correction will confirm the downside. If we don't get daily correction, then we retest the top. I think retesting the top is very unlikely, but could happen. So what we're going to be looking for this coming week is that we might break the low here, but be very cautious, because from there, it could start to move up like this, which means we could start to get a move back up to the top and then the drop. Well, we'll be trading this with you. Join us. You will see when we get the trade set up. So we're doing, there isn't any trade set up in it right now. If you go in the 1 hour, what you can see is a spike up and a pull back down to the bottom spike. That by itself doesn't mean anything, right? When you get a spike up and you pull back, even if you come all the way to the bottom, that could just mean, hey, you're making a deeper correction. That's just about it. Now, can we break the low and then go back up? Yeah, possible. We could probably break the low here, take that for an expanding flat, break the low, make a few more flags. We will sell them and then start that deeper correction. There is divergence, so that deeper correction is coming. Be careful of the sells now, right? That is for dollar index. Silver, pretty much the same thing, making new highs. Actually, it did drop really sharp during the news. You could actually set this as a possible expanding flat. That would work. I think we can go with that. This is a new high. We're making a flag at the top there. You can see that. Kind of making a flag here for this one. That means we're going to have one more impulse up. At least one more impulse up. In the bigger structure of things, silver is not exactly impulsive to the upside. It is going up, but it's not impulsive to the upside, because if you look at these two patterns, this one actually did go back very much to the top. See that? We broke this top by quite a lot. We broke this top by quite a lot. We're breaking that top by a little. But in the bigger picture of things, this is still very, very corrective. So even if we get there, we can still come back and retest this low. Now, if we don't retest the low, which means if this gets very, very, impulsive at some point, we might have to come back for this one to complete that pattern, or we might come back deeper for this one to complete this pattern, and then go back up. So a correction here is due. It might be a short one. It might be a deep correction. On the lower time frame, all the buy setups you get, you should take. You see on the 4-hour, we do have some divergence. You can see the divergence from this one, showing you divergence all there. So when you come to the 1 hour, what you're looking for is, okay, what do we have here? We have up move, great, we'll buy. So if we get a flag here on Monday, it's a buy setup for one more impulse. You get another flag, it's a buy for one more impulse. At some point, this stops and start to drop. Because we don't have this one. You can probably say that is correction of its own. This is a correction of its own. We can go with that. That means we have to make that deeper correction before we go back up, because the structure is not going to go up without that, right? It's just not structured to go that way. If they're making an impulsive move, you will not get so many deep corrections. So the mere fact that it's going up there does not mean it's changing structurally. It just means you're stretching the last impulse up. Same would be for gold. Gold had this very deep pullback, but then they took off. Gold, on the other hand, can become impulsive. Because if you notice, gold is going pretty much vertical, right? With the exception of that deep pullback. So if we get a small pullback here and you get another very sharp move up, that changes everything. Right? That becomes more of an uptrend. And if we go up, where are we going to? Remember, gold at a bigger time frame is still upside. Right? We could come and break this entire top. So if silver makes a pullback, while a deeper pullback, while gold make this pullback, then we can see all of them go back up, which means we're expecting a pullback of the dollar index before it goes down again, right? That's understandable. So let's see, we might be trading next week in the only pullbacks, corrections. Any impulse to the upside on Monday, Tuesday will be very short-lived. So if you're going to if you're going to be buying into those impulses or selling into them in the opposite direction, be careful, right? We're expecting this correction. It didn't start here because they go back up. Once they retrace that, they're going to make a new high. So very likely, I don't think we're making a bigger correction here. I think we're making a new high. So this will probably go make a new high, and then we will come back for the deeper correction. Euro literally going up. I don't think Euro has to come back down. It might make corrections, but there's no need for that. You can see an impulse, a correction, an impulse, a correction. And we are now continuing this impulse. That could go quite a lot. So there will absolutely be no need for this to pull back deep, but it could do that. We do have some divergence. See, we do have some divergence in here. And that means that once we break the top, every next correction and impulse could be the last one for a deeper correction. What would a deeper correction look like? Well, maybe something like this, very similar like this, or, you know, something that goes more like this. Something like that before we go back up. Let's see which one it gives us. Pung, you have a buy setup. There's a flag. That's a good buy setup on the 1 hour. You can literally get another flag here. So we actually drop, very sharp, pull back. You get a flag here. That's a buy. And we were expecting this to go more before the drop happened. So we didn't get that sell because we were expecting it to go up and it dropped. Now it's going back up. That's a good trade. All right, so let's see how that goes. We're looking for a buy setup here. Pong literally doesn't have to pull back because on the bigger picture, and I told you this last week and the week before, Pong is actually going up really sharp. That's a huge impulse. At some point, it will correct. Right? At some point, this will correct itself for a deeper correction. But I think for now, on the shorter time frame, we still have more upside. Aussie is in a corrective structure right now. I think we're making some kind of a running flat here. So let's see how that goes. Sorry, I have a cold. My voice is not so good, so my apologies for that. See, this is probably going to go up there, and then we should come back here and go back up there. So I think we're going to be completing this pattern. We'll see how that plays out. It's not exactly the way I expected because this didn't come as deep. It came down, but not as deep as this one. But that should be enough. We could probably, because you were expecting this to come down here, but it came only to about this level. But I think we could go with that. So the next move should be up and then down and then up. Let's see how that goes. So if you join us live, you will actually see how we take the trades. What are the trade setups? Where we're buying, where we're selling, where our stop is going to be, whether we're even selling the Aussie. Maybe we're still selling the Aussie to the downside if we get a setup on Monday. We don't have a setup right now, but if on Monday this thing drops here and, you know, start to make a flag, we're selling it back to the low. I could see that dropping. I think you could see that dropping. We don't have a trade setup on it as yet, so we'll have to wait until Monday to decide whether it's a buy or a sell. Join us at any of the live session, and you'll see how we do. You'll see how we manage the trades when we're in them and they don't go. Because that's the most important thing for traders, right? New Zealand, upside. This is a big flat. We're going up. New Zealand is moving up really fast with a lot of flats in it. You can see that. Put it here. It has a lot of big flats, big flat, then slight pullback, then big flat. I think we might be able to put this as a possible running flat in here. You could make an argument for that being a running flat there, and we're going up really fast. So there's at least one more impulse up. We don't really have divergence except for this piece here. Within these two, there's no divergence. So what that is telling us is that, you know, more upside is still possible. Now, this looks like it's trending up already, and it's moving really fast. So any buy setup is good, but at some point, if it's going to be the uptrend, it has to make a deeper correction to prove that, okay, we have got a daily impulse, we need a daily correction, and then that continues to go. They don't just go forever. So the daily structure, you can see it's just one piece going up really strong. See that? One single move going up really strong. Now, if you go back and you look at the previous up move, which is this one, we had a really deep correction here. We haven't got it. We haven't got that deep correction here. This one, we have an even bigger correction here. See? Right about this area here, we've got a really big correction. Now, that is irrelevant. You don't really have to have it exactly at the same spot that deep correction comes. But anywhere within this area, we could expect a deep correction before it goes. So you might get a few more buys to the upside, but everyone you have to be cautious. The deep correction could start right now, which means this could start a deeper correction here, and then we continue to go. But a deeper correction is going to happen, right? Because we have had 1, 2, and so far we haven't had any. And we're coming back to retest that up. So we're pretty much in a flat pattern. You can see it 1, 2, 3. Right? But we're not going to go up in one straight line, which means somewhere around this area here, expect a deeper correction and then continuation to go. Well, depends on how it becomes. It becomes a running flat upwards looking, a running flat downwards looking, just a regular flat. We'll see. And that is why you need to join us, because you will see how we do that, how we recognize these patterns, how we decide which direction is going, how we decide to trade the patterns. And when they don't go the way you expect them, then what do you do with the trade? So that is for New Zealand. For Swiss, pretty much in a sideways move. So this is definitely going to go back up. We assume this is 1, 2, 3, and we broke the low. So at some point, regardless of what it does, it has to come back here and then drop. This one is already telling us that is going to happen. So we might be buying Swiss next week. Yen is dropping. So our forecast is spot on yen. We know what it's going to do way before it does that. So remember when this was going up, I was like, be careful now. The downside has got to come. Well, the downside is coming. So where we expect the downside to go, well, I don't think it's going to drop totally. Again, let me repeat that. I think we haven't got this move as yet, so we might be making that move here now, which means we'll get a correction and then we'll drop. And then we might even go back up. I wouldn't be surprised. Because again, I think this is the corrective structure. I don't think this belongs to this piece, which means I don't think we have a contracting flat somewhere in there. Now, this is a pretty huge move. It looks similar to this one, right? And if that is right, then this could literally come and retest the low. But I'm not expecting that to happen, at least not as yet. That doesn't mean if it happens, we wouldn't be trading it. Just like when we were trading this up, we didn't expect it to go that high. But that doesn't mean we stop trading it. That just means we're more cautious in every trade we take. Let's go see what we have here. So on the 1 hour, we have some divergence here. I think that's pretty clear. See that divergence there? What that is telling us is that a correction is due. And if you look at the way it came down, we've got a big flat here. They made another flat here. They drop, you get another correction there, drop, you get a correction here, drop. So I think some kind of a correction should happen here, and then we can drop. Because this is telling us that a correction is going to happen. And that means we can expect. Could it be that they drop some more before that correction? Like this makes a small flag here and drop a small flag, drop a small flag, drop, and then go for the deeper correction. That's possible. And you could still have divergence. That will still show you divergence. So let's see, which one is it going to be? We're going to have more corrections and drop, or we're just going to start the correction now. You don't have to know which one is going to happen. You're going to wait for the setups. Whatever setups you get, you're going to trade. Right now, I think it should go back up. This is relative. This is very sharp. And this is coming down more like this. So we should go back up at least for one flat. If I'm wrong about that, they come back and they go back up, another flat. Come back, go back up, and then we get a deeper correction for the sell. So we will sell this, we'll sell this, and we'll sell this. We don't know which one is going to drop. Join us. You'll see how we do that, right? And CAD. CAD is correcting. It's going to drop. I already posted this, and I think was on Facebook. Trade of the day when we took it from the top there. You should go check that Facebook post. It was a very short video on Facebook, 3 minutes, I think, even less than that, showing the trade of the day that we expect this to drop. And it's correcting now. So that's good. That correction should drop. See, when this drop, it made a correction, it drops. So expect one more drop to this level, break that low, and it's going to be similar to this 1, 2, 3. So we have 1, 2, we're going for the third one. And then from that point, we can either go up or we can continue to drop. On the bigger picture, both is possible. So I'm going to make this webinar short today. I'm going to leave it at this point. And once again, remind you that you can join us live for 2 weeks, twice daily. You must have a chance to join us at least once daily if you're trading, right? You either trade the London session or the New York session. Join us in one of those sessions. It's absolutely free. There's no obligation. You get a chance to ask questions. You get a chance to see what we do. It starts 10 minutes before the market opens. So when you register, you will get 8 a.m. London and 8 a.m. New York, but you can actually join us at least 10 minutes before. We will already be in the room there trading. We do these live sessions 5 times a day in our group. If you're interested in joining the group, when you join the live session, you'll ask, we'll tell you how to do that. We also have a special gift for you. If you watch the previous webinar, which is only 3 minutes, the previous video, which is only 3 minutes, please go watch it, like it, make your comments. It's only 3 minutes. There is a link in there with a Christmas song written and produced, and the music is written, the song is written, the music is composed, everything by 2 brothers. Go watch it. Their father is in our group, and they're amazingly talented young people. You should give them a help. They're pretty much undiscovered. So let's make them, let's make them popular. Go watch it. It's an amazing song. You would like it. Share it with your friends. It's a Christmas song, so you can't don't like Christmas songs, right? So share it and let's give them a help. Let's make them recognizable. Thank you for that. And have a great weekend. See you on Monday in the trading room. Share the links to the trading room. Make sure more people get it. A lot of people don't even know that we have it, which means they don't see the videos. They don't get access to the link. They would like to join us, but they don't know it exists. So if you know traders who are in a group, ask them to share it and then they pass it over to the group, and then the group could pass it over to other people they know. And I think we'll have fun trading next week. Let's make it fun. Join us. Thank you very much. Bye. Have a great weekend.